Hello and welcome back to UAE TV. Please like and subscribe to channel to get further videos directly in your inbox.
Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II fighter jet. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is an American family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft that is intended to perform both air superiority and strike missions. It is also able to provide electronic warfare and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. Lockheed Martin is the prime F-35 contractor, with principal partners Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems. The aircraft has three main variants: the conventional takeoff and landing F-35A, CTOL, the short takeoff and vertical landing F-35B, STOVL, and the carrier-based F-35C, CV/CATOBAR. The aircraft descends from the Lockheed Martin the 10th-35, which in 2001 beat the Boeing X-32 to win the Joint Strike Fighter (JSF) program. Its development is principally funded by the United States, with additional funding from program partner countries from NATO and close U.S. allies, including the United Kingdom, Italy, Australia, Canada, Norway, Denmark, the Netherlands, and formerly Turkey. 6-7. Several other countries have ordered, or are considering ordering, the aircraft. The program has drawn much scrutiny and criticism for its unprecedented size, complexity, ballooning costs, and much delayed deliveries. N1. The acquisition strategy of concurrent production of the aircraft while it was still in development and testing led to expensive design changes and retrofits. The F-35B entered service with the U.S. Marine Corps in July 2015, followed by the U.S. Air Force F-35A in August 2016 and the U.S. Navy F-35C in February 2019. The F-35 was first used in combat in 2018 by the Israeli Air Force. The U.S. plans to buy 2,456 F-35s through 2044, which will represent the bulk of the crewed tactical air power of the U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps for several decades. The aircraft is projected to operate until 2070. Program origins. The F-35 was the product of the Joint Strike Fighter (JSF) program, which was the merger of various combat aircraft programs from the 1980s and 1990s. One progenitor program was the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency (DARPA) Advanced Short Takeoff/Vertical Landing, STOVL, which ran from 1983 to 1994. STOVL aimed to develop a Harrier jump jet replacement for the UK Royal Navy and the US Marine Corps (USMC). Under one of STOVL's classified programs, the Supersonic STOVL Fighter (SSF), Lockheed Skunk Works conducted research for a stealthy supersonic STOVL fighter intended for both U.S. Air Force, USAF, and USMC. A key technology explored was the shaft-driven lift fan (STLF) system. Lockheed's concept was a single-engine Canard Delta aircraft weighing about 24,000 pounds, 11,000 kilograms, empty. STOVL was rechristened as the Common Affordable Lightweight Fighter (CALF) in 1993 and involved Lockheed, McDonnell Douglas, and Boeing. JSF competition. Boeing and Lockheed Martin were selected in early 1997 for CDP, with their concept demonstrator aircraft designated X-32 and X-35 respectively. The McDonnell Douglas team was eliminated and Northrop Grumman and British Aerospace joined the Lockheed Martin team. Each firm would produce two prototype air vehicles to demonstrate conventional takeoff and landing, CTOL, carrier takeoff and landing, CD, and STOVL. N3. Lockheed Martin's design would leverage the work on the STLF system conducted under the STOVL/CAF program. The key aspect of the X-35 that enabled STOVL operation, the STLF system, consists of a lift fan in the forward center fuselage that could be activated by engaging a clutch that connects the drive shaft to the turbines and thus augmenting the thrust from the engine's swivel nozzle. Research from prior aircraft incorporating similar systems, such as the Convair Model 200, N4, Rockwell XFV-12, and Yakovlev 141, were also taken into consideration. By contrast, Boeing's X-32 employed direct lift system that the augmented turbofan would be reconfigured to when engaging in STOVL operation. Design and production. Engineer handling a metallic scale model of jet fighter in wind tunnel. An F-35 wind tunnel testing model in the Arnold Engineering Development Center's 16-foot transonic wind tunnel. As the JSF program moved into the SDD phase, the X-35 demonstrator design was modified to create the F-35 combat aircraft. The forward fuselage was lengthened by 5 inches, 13 centimeters, to make room for mission avionics, while the horizontal stabilizers were moved 2 inches, 5.1 centimeters, after retained balance and control. The diverterless supersonic inlet changed from a 4-sided to a 3-sided cowl shape, and was moved 30 inches, 76 centimeters, aft. The fuselage section was fuller, the top surface raised by 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, along the centerline to accommodate weapons bays. Following the designation of the X-35 prototypes, the 3 variants were designated F-35A, CTOL, F-35B, STOVL, and F-35C, CV. Prime contractor Lockheed Martin performs overall systems integration and final assembly and checkout, FACO, N6, while Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems supply components for mission systems and airframe. Adding the systems of a fighter aircraft added weight. The F-35B gained the most, largely due to a 2003 decision to enlarge the weapons bays for commonality between variants. The total weight growth was reportedly up to 2,200 pounds, 1,000 kilograms, over 8%, causing all STOVL key performance parameter, KPP, thresholds to be missed. 30. In December 2003, the STOVL Weight Attack Team, SWAT, was formed to reduce the weight increase. Changes included more engine thrust, thin airframe members, smaller weapons bays and vertical stabilizers, less thrust fed to the roll post outlets, and redesigning the wingmate joint, electrical elements, and the airframe immediately after the cockpit. 31. Many changes from the SWAT effort were applied to all 3 variants for commonality. By September 2004, these efforts had reduced the F-35B's weight by over 3,000 pounds, 1,400 kilograms, while the F-35A and F-35C were reduced in weight by 2,400 pounds, 1,100 kilograms, and 1,900 pounds, 860 kilograms, respectively. 2332. The weight reduction work cost $6.2 billion and caused an 18-month delay. Upgrades and further development. The first combat-capable Block 2B configuration, which had basic air-to-air and strike capabilities, was declared ready by the USMC in July 2015. 1. The Block 3F configuration began operational test and evaluation (OTAN) in December 2018, the completion of which will conclude SDD. 60. The F-35 program is also conducting sustainment and upgrade development, with early RIP aircraft gradually upgraded to the baseline Block 3F standard by 2021. The F-35 is expected to be continually upgraded over its lifetime. The first upgrade program, called Continuous Capability Development and Delivery, C2D2, began in 2019 and is currently planned to run to 2024. The near-term development priority of C2D2 is Block 4, which would integrate additional weapons, including those unique to international customers, refresh the avionics, improve ESM capabilities, and add remotely operated video-enhanced receiver, rover, support. C2D2 also places greater emphasis on agile software development to enable quicker releases. In 2018, the Air Force Life Cycle Management Center, CMC, awarded contracts to General Electric and Pratt & Whitney to develop more powerful and efficient adaptive cycle engines for potential application in the F-35, leveraging the research done under the Adaptive Engine Transition Program, AEDP. Defense contractors have offered upgrades to the F-35 outside of official program contracts. In 2013, Northrop Grumman disclosed its development of a Directional Infrared Countermeasures (DIRCM) suite, named Threat Nullification Defensive Resource, THNDR. The countermeasure system would share the same space as the Distributed Aperture System, DAS, sensors and acts as a laser missile jammer to protect against infrared homing missiles. Electro-Optical Target System, EOTS, under the nose of an F-35. Sensors and avionics. The F-35's mission systems are among the most complex aspects of the aircraft. The avionics and sensor fusion are designed to enhance the pilot's situational awareness and command and control capabilities and facilitate network-centric warfare. 84-100 key sensors include the Northrop Grumman and APG-81 Active Electronically Scanned Array, AESA, radar, BAE Systems and ASQ-239 Barracuda Electronic Warfare System, Northrop Grumman /Raytheon and /OC-37 Distributed Aperture System, DAS, Lockheed Martin and /OC-40 Electro-Optical Targeting System, EOTS, and Northrop Grumman and /ASQ-242 Communications, Navigation and Identification (CNI) Suite. The F-35 was designed with sensor intercommunication to provide a cohesive image of the local battle space and availability for any possible use in combination with one another. For example, the APG-81 radar also acts as a part of the electronic warfare system. Stealth and signatures. Note the sawtooth design on the landing gear door and access panels. Stealth is a key aspect of the F-35's design, and radar cross-section, RCS, is minimized through careful shaping of the airframe and the use of radar-absorbent materials, RAM. Visible measures to reduce RCS include alignment of edges, serration of skin panels, and the masking of the engine face and turbine. Additionally, the F-35's diverterless supersonic inlet, DSI, uses a compression bump and forward swept cowl rather than a splitter gap or bleed system to divert the boundary layer away from the inlet duct, eliminating the diverter cavity and further reducing radar signature. 91-123-124, the RCS of the F-35 has been characterized as lower than a metal golf ball at certain frequencies and angles. In some conditions, the F-35 compares favorably to the F-22 in stealth. For maintainability, the F-35 stealth design took lessons learned from prior stealth aircraft such as the F-22. The F-35's radar-absorbent fibermat skin is more durable and requires less maintenance than older topcoats. The aircraft also has reduced infrared and visual signatures as well as strict controls of radio frequency emitters to prevent their detection. The F-35 stealth design is primarily focused on high-frequency X-band wavelengths. Low-frequency radars can spot stealthy aircraft due to Rayleigh scattering, but such radars are also conspicuous, susceptible to clutter, and lack precision. To disguise its RCS, the aircraft can mount 4 Lüneburg lens reflectors. Cockpit. The glass cockpit was designed to give the pilot good situational awareness. The main display is a 20 by 8 inch, 50 by 20 centimeters, panoramic touchscreen, which shows flight instruments, stores management, CNI information, and integrated caution and warnings. The pilot can customize the arrangement of the information. Below the main display is a smaller standby display. The cockpit has a speech recognition system developed by Addicel. The F-35 does not have a head-up display. Instead, flight and combat information is displayed on the visor of the pilot's helmet in a helmet-mounted display system, HMDS. The one-piece tinted canopy is hinged at the front and has an internal frame for structural strength. The Martin Baker US-16E ejection seat is launched by a twin catapult system housed on side rails. There is a right-hand side stick and throttle hands-on throttle and stick system. For life support, an onboard oxygen generation system, ABOGS, is fitted and powered by the Integrated Power Package, IPP, with an auxiliary oxygen bottle and backup oxygen system for emergencies. Armament. To preserve its stealth shaping, the F-35 has 2 internal weapons bays with 4 weapons stations. The 2 outboard weapon stations each can carry ordnance up to 2,500 pounds, 1,100 kilograms, or 1,500 pounds, 680 kilograms, for F-35B, while the 2 inboard stations carry air-to-air missiles. Air-to-surface weapons for the outboard station include the Joint Direct Attack Munition, JDAM, Paveway series of bombs, Joint Standoff Weapon, JSOW, and cluster munitions, wind-corrected munitions dispenser. The station can also carry multiple smaller munitions such as the GBU-39 small diameter bombs, SDB, GBU-53/B SDB-2, and the Spear-3 anti-tank missiles. Up to 4 SDBs can be carried per station for the F-35A and F-35C, and 3 for F-35B. The inboard station can carry the AIM-120M ROM. 2 compartments behind the weapons bays contain flares, chaff, and towed decoys. The aircraft can use 6 external weapons stations for missions that do not require stealth. The wingtip pylons each can carry an AIM-9X or AIM-132 ASRAM and are canted outwards to reduce their radar cross-section. Additionally, each wing has a 5,000 pounds, 2,300 kilograms, inboard station and a 2,500 pounds, 1,100 kilograms, middle station, or 1,500 pounds, 680 kilograms, for F-35B. The external wing stations can carry large air-to-surface weapons that would not fit inside the weapons base, such as the AGM-158 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile, JASM, cruise missile. An air-to-air missile load of 8 AIM-120s and 2 AIM-9s is possible using internal and external weapon stations. A configuration of 6 2,000 pounds, 910 kilograms, bombs, 2 AIM-120s and 2 AIM-9s can also be arranged. The F-35A is armed with a 25mm GAU-22/A rotary cannon mounted internally near the left wing root with 182 rounds carried. The gun is more effective against ground targets than the 20mm cannon carried by other USAF fighters. The F-35B and F-35C have no internal gun and instead can use a Terma-AS multi-mission pod, MMP, carrying the GAU-22/A and 220 rounds. The pod is mounted on the centerline of the aircraft and shaped to reduce its radar cross-section. In lieu of the gun, the pod can also be used for different equipment and purposes, such as electronic warfare, aerial reconnaissance, or rear-facing tactical radar.
Engine? The single-engine aircraft is powered by the Pratt & Whitney F135 low-bypass augmented turbofan with rated thrust of 43,000 lbf, 191 kilonewtons. Derived from the Pratt & Whitney F-119 used by the F-22, the F-135 has a larger fan and higher bypass ratio to increase subsonic fuel efficiency, and unlike the F-119, is not optimized for supercruise. The engine contributes to the F-35 stealth by having a low observable augmenté, or afterburner, that incorporates fuel injectors into thick curved vanes. These vanes are covered by ceramic radar absorbent materials and mask the turbine. The stealthy augmenté had problems with pressure pulsations, or screech, at low altitude and high speed early in its development. The low observable axisymmetric nozzle consists of 15 partially overlapping flaps that create a sawtooth pattern at the trailing edge, which reduces radar signature and creates shed vortices that reduce the infrared signature of the exhaust plume. Due to the engine's large dimensions, the USN had to modify its underway replenishment system to facilitate at-sea logistics support. United States. The F-35A and F-35B were cleared for basic flight training in early 2012. However, lack of system maturity at the time led to concerns over safety as well as concerns by the Director of Operational Test and Evaluation, DOTAND, over electronic warfare testing, budget, and concurrency for the Operational Test and Evaluation Master Plan. On September 10, 2012, despite problems remaining in the Operational Testing Plan, the USAF began an Operational Utility Evaluation, OUE, of the F-35A, including logistical support, maintenance, personnel training, and pilot execution. OA flights began on 26 October and were completed on 14 November after 24 flights, each pilot having completed 6 flights. On November 16, 2012, the USMC received the first F-35B at MCAS Yuma, although Marine pilots had several flight restrictions. United Kingdom. F-35B ZM-148 of No. 617 Squadron landing on HMS Queen Elizabeth, 2019. The United Kingdom's Royal Air Force and Royal Navy both operate the F-35B, known simply as the Lightning in British service. It has replaced the Harrier GR9, which was retired in 2010, and Tornado GR4, which was retired in 2019. The F-35 is to be Britain's primary strike aircraft for the next 3 decades. One of the Royal Navy's requirements for the F-35B was a shipborne rolling and vertical landing, SRVL, mode to increase maximum landing weight by using wing lift during landing. In July 2013, Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Sir Stephen Dalton announced that No. 617, the Dambusters Squadron would be the RAF's first operational F-35 squadron. 268-269, the second operational squadron will be the Fleet Air Arm's 809 Naval Air Squadron in April 2023. Israel, the F-35 Ayadir, accompanied by a 253 Squadron F-16 Isufa, on its debut flight in Israel, December 2016. The Israeli Air Force declared the F-35 operationally capable on December 6, 2017. According to Kuwaiti newspaper Al Jarida, in July 2018, a test mission of at least 3 F-35s flew to Iran's capital Tehran and back from Tel Aviv. While publicly unconfirmed, regional leaders acted on the report. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei reportedly fired the Air Force Chief and Commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps over the mission. On May 22, 2018, Israeli Air Force Chief Amikam Norkin said that the service had employed their F-35s into attacks on 2 battlefronts, marking the first combat operation of an F-35 by any country. Norkin said it had been flown all over the Middle East, and showed photos of an F-35I flying over Beirut in daylight. In July 2019, Israel reportedly expanded its strikes against Iranian missile shipments. F-35 is allegedly struck Iranian targets in Iraq twice. Variants: F-35A. The F-35A is the conventional takeoff and landing (CTOL) variant intended for the USAF and other air forces. It is the smallest, lightest version and capable of 9 grams, the highest of all variants. Although the F-35A currently conducts aerial refueling via boom and receptacle method, the aircraft can be modified for probe and drogue refueling if needed by the customer. A drag chute pod can be installed on the F-35A, with the Royal Norwegian Air Force being the first operator to adopt it. F-35B. The F-35B is the short takeoff and vertical landing (STOVL) variant of the aircraft. Similar in size to the A variant, the B sacrifices about a third of the A variant's fuel volume to accommodate the STLF. This variant is limited to 7 grams. Unlike other variants, the F-35B has no landing hook. The STOVL/hook control instead engages conversion between normal and vertical flight. F-35C. 2 F-35 variants flying in formation. The F-35C, left, has a larger wing than the 2 F-35Bs. The F-35C variant is designed for catapult-assisted takeoff but arrested recovery operations from aircraft carriers. Compared to the F-35A, the F-35C features larger wings with foldable wingtip sections, larger wing and tail control surfaces for improved low-speed control, stronger landing gear for the stresses of carrier-arrested landings, a twin-wheel nose gear, and a stronger tail hook for use with carrier arrestor cables. The larger wing area allows for decreased landing speed while increasing both range and payload. The F-35C is limited to 7.5 grams. F-35D. A study for a possible upgrade of the F-35A to be fielded by the 2035 target date of the USAF's future operating concept. G-35I. The F-35I Adir, Hebrew, meaning awesome, or mighty one, is an F-35A with unique Israeli modifications. The US initially refused to allow such changes before permitting Israel to integrate its own electronic warfare systems, including sensors and countermeasures. The main computer has a plug-and-play function for add-on systems. Proposals include an external jamming pod, and new Israeli air-to-air missiles and guided bombs in the internal weapon bays. A senior IF official said that the F-35 stealth may be partly overcome within 10 years despite a 30 to 40-year service life, thus Israel's insistence on using their own electronic warfare systems. Israel Aerospace Industries, IAI, has considered a 2-seat F-35 concept. An IA executive noted, "There is a known demand for 2 seats not only from Israel but from other air forces." IA plans to produce conformal fuel tanks. CF-35. The Canadian CF-35 is a proposed variant that would differ from the F-35A through the addition of a drogue parachute and may include an F-35B/C style refueling probe. In 2012, it was revealed that the CF-35 would employ the same boom refueling system as the F-35A. One alternative proposal would have been the adoption of the F-35C for its probe refueling and lower landing speed. However, the Parliamentary Budget Officer's report cited the F-35C's limited performance and payload as being too high a price to pay. Following the 2015 federal election, the Liberal Party, whose campaign had included a pledge to cancel the F-35 procurement, formed a new government and commenced an open competition to replace the existing CF-18 Hornet. Thanks for watching Universal Information and Entertainment TV. Please like and subscribe our channel for more updated videos, news, information and entertainment. See you in next video. Stay tuned.